It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and I am excited to bring you today's beer. This week I have reviewed two of the other Volfas Engelman beers from Lithuania that I purchased in Asda. I started off with their lager, and their lager, I'm salivating now talking about their lager. Their lager was simply superb. If you go to the World Food aisle in Asda, the middle bit of your big Asda, don't go to one of those small piddly Asdas, go to your big Asda superstore, your kind of, I believe they used to be called Walmart Asda in the UK at one point. Go to your big Asda, go to the middle, the World Beer aisle, the World Food aisle, and you'll find some of these beers. Now the lager's available in the 4-pack. Then in the middle of the week, so just a couple of days ago, I reviewed their Hefeweizen, and my goodness me, that was probably one of the best Hefeweizens I've ever tried. That coming at £2 for the can. The 4 lagers were reduced to £6.80, and that's superb value for 4 cans of lager. And now we're back with this Volfas Engelman Blanc. So I'm not overly, I was looking at the front of the can here. I've not overly looked at this, but I was just about to say this sounds like a Belgian style wit beer, and yeah, it says it in English on the other side of the can. Belgian style wheat ale. Limited supply, 1 pint of beer, 5% ABV. That's 568 millilitres of beer. Bitterness is 14 EBUs. The colour is 8 EBC. Wheat malts and Pilsner malt, I think they're saying they're using this beer as well. So without further ado, again, they got this kind of like Ferrero Rocher wrap on the top of the can as well, just to give it that kind of extra seal of approval. And that says, protects the can and keeps it clean. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely that a brewery respects its beer that much that it even thinks about the top bit of foil on the can, keeping your beer clean? It very well might be a little bit of marketing, that adding that little bit of extra quality, but hey ho, I like it. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Now, I had 2 glasses for this review, both German glasses. I thought about this glass, this kind of German lager glass, but then I changed my mind at the last minute. I decided, because it's closer to a wheat ale, a wheat beer, I'd use a German wheat beer glass. So we give the beer a bit of a swirl. That last inch of beer in the bottom of the can, very important to wash it round. Get it into your glass. We got a 1 to 2 finger white head, good levels of carbonation rising up the glass, and it's a hazy straw coloured beer with, you can see little bits of sediment floating around in the glass. So what is a Belgian style wheat beer? Well, you could probably look at the mainstream beers out there for an answer. If you've not tried a Belgian style wheat beer before, or if you think you haven't, you're looking at your kind of your Blue Moons and your Hoegaardens, those sorts of beers. Let's get the aroma then. Yeah, just mind-blowingly good. Loads of kind of orange peel, clove, spices, pepperiness. And it just smells out of this world fantastic. Let's dive in. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, wow. Wow, wow, and wow. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. What a fantastic wheat beer. Another review we did this week, earlier on in the week, was actually, it was filmed this week if you watched it recently, was Blue Moon versus Hoegaarden. So I have a reference point here in my mind because I drank the two beers this week. And although I found the Hoegaarden okay, I found the Blue Moon okay in their own kind of separate entities, this is the complete package. This is exactly what I want my Belgian white beer, wheat beer, Blanc to taste like. So what are we getting? Right, because it's a beer that has been flavoured with orange and clove, I haven't been afraid to put it in the fridge and just get it out of the fridge and review it. It's one of those beers that likes to be cold, and boy is this refreshing. So that's the first point I'd like to make, just how nice, crisp, cold and refreshing the beer is. A lovely flutter of carbonation pushing the beer around the inside of the mouth. It's got a fantastic creamy, rich, wheaty mouthfeel. There is a lovely, lovely wheat flavour coming through, but not just that. It's just the orange peel, the clove, the spices. It's just a complete package, and it's not like you're tasting too much wheat, or you're tasting too much clove, or you're tasting too much orange peel, or in the kind of my issue with Blue Moon was that it didn't have enough orange peel and clove flavours in it. But then the Hoegaarden that I reviewed was syrupy. It was brewed with glucose syrup, so it was kind of sweet and sickly, but it had that kind of orange peel and clove flavours to go with it. This is just perfect. This is just fantastically perfect. And I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. If you can get yourself to a big Asda, please, if you can, buy yourself 4 cans of the lager, buy yourself a Hefeweizen, and buy yourself one of these Blanc, and you will thoroughly enjoy it. It's £2 a can for the Blanc, and then £2 for the Hefeweizen, and then for 4 cans of the lager, it's £6. Well, it was £6.80 for me in my local Asda. I don't know, different prices of different Asdas. It might be a little bit more, might be a little bit less, whatever Asda you're in. But my point is, if ever I'm going to stand here as an independent beer reviewer and ask you to trust me on this and just go and buy this beer, it is fantastic. It really is fantastic quality beer, and it's Lithuanian. Lithuania has such a great beer culture. It really does. From the Lithuanian beers I've had over the years, from the Situris to some of the other beers, they've all been really, really good. That is mesmerising. Mesmerisingly good beer. Right. Flavoured wheat beer, 5% ABV. Ingredients: water, wheat malt, barley malt, sugar syrup. So they have added some sugar syrup. I think maybe this is maybe a style of beer that they can add this to. But unlike the Hoegaarden, which had too much of that sugar syrup or glucose syrup in the beer. You're not tasting it as much here. This is well more balanced, this sugar syrup that they've added. So they've said or fructose or glucose syrup. Hops, beer yeast, and yeah, that's it. But honestly, it's fantastic. It really is fantastic. The company, when the world wars broke out, World War One, World War Two, they were kind of Russia occupied Lithuania. It becomes state-owned. They changed the name from Volfas Engelman to another name. They introduced soft drinks and other things whilst it was under Russian control. And then when Lithuania became an independent country again, the brewery was taken over by somebody, and then I believe they're owned now by a company from Finland. They own like a 51% stake in the brewery and of course the soft drinks business, and they decided to change the name back to Volfas Engelman, the original name of the brewery. And I just think that's a really lovely nod to the history of this brewery. The beer is terrific, it really is. It really is. That is a fantastic Belgian white beer. It's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.